Hello, and welcome to the Career Compass podcast from the Dooley Leadership Experience. Practical insights to help you navigate today's evolving workplace. As college graduation season approaches, a new wave of graduates are entering a job market that has significantly tightened. With increased competition for full-time roles, many are considering part-time work. But here's the reality. Taking a part-time job while searching for full-time employment isn't a fallback. It's a smart strategy. In this episode of Career Compass, Part-Time Work, Full-Time Momentum, we'll explore how part-time roles can accelerate your career growth, strengthen your skills, and position you for long-term success. Joining me is Linda Dooley, president and founder of Dooley & Company, a nationally recognized expert for creating spectator-free workplaces through dynamic communication and connections. Linda also leads and underwrites the Dooley Leadership Experience, a fee-free professional development platform specializing in career advancement resources for job success. Welcome, Linda.
Thanks, Jason. Well, this topic was inspired by conversations with several unemployed friends who have been feeling serious despair from striking out in their hunt for full-time work. Suggestions to pursue a part-time job initially felt like, well, a formidable challenge. But after giving it greater consideration, they could see the merits. That's really what we're going to be covering in this podcast, how a part-time job can strengthen your full-time job search.
Super excited to dive into this, Linda. Also joining to provide a Gen Z perspective on this topic are DLE team members Victoria Modger and Tiffany Gonzalez. Victoria is the DLE's social media coordinator and a recent Marist University graduate. Tiffany is the DLE's communication intern. Welcome, Victoria,
Hi, Jason. I'm happy to be here.
and welcome, Tiffany. Thank you for joining the podcast team.
Hi, everyone, and thanks, Jason. This is a big topic among students on my campus at Arizona State University, especially as internship opportunities shrink and the competition for jobs are heating up.
So let's start with a reality check. With gas prices surging and the overall cost of living rising, the loss of income from unemployment is a serious stress point. Few people have a strong financial reserve to rely on. A part-time job can help fill that void by providing financial and stress relief.
Let's face it, landing a full-time job is arduous. Gallup reports only about 28% of U.S. employees feel it's a good time right now to find a quality job. And it's not unusual for searches to last 5 months. Depending on your industry and your role, that time frame can easily double. A part-time position will help reduce the financial pressure of zero income. And that pressure can unintentionally flare up as desperation during a job interview that employers may read as a red flag. Having some income can give you the confidence and the patience to approach opportunities much more thoughtfully, rather than feel forced to settle for the first offer that comes along.
That's great advice, Linda. Another challenge of being unemployed is the loss of professional development opportunities. Without the daily routine, schedule, and interactions of a full-time job, motivation can easily slip.
Exactly. The structure and routine of a part-time job helps you stay in the game. Knowing that others are counting on you gives you a sense of responsibility. Completing tasks on time builds discipline. And dealing with unexpected challenges, well, that builds problem-solving skills. Staying active professionally keeps your mindset positive instead of feeling stalled or obsolete. Taking a part-time job in a totally different industry or company will challenge you to learn new processes, procedures, and even vocabulary, especially acronyms. So continuous learning like this, that helps prevent stagnation, both mentally and emotionally. And then finally, joining a team, even a part-time team, gives you the chance to practice and strengthen how you connect, how you communicate, and how you collaborate with others. And those are skills that employers across industries are increasingly valuing.
I definitely agree with you here, Linda. I recently started working as a Starbucks barista part-time in addition to my two other part-time positions, and I have met so many great people. I learned how to connect with customers more in a way that has built my personal and even professional network.
Agree, Victoria. I can definitely speak from experience as well that a part-time job can be very beneficial to help you stay in the game. As someone who recently graduated with a master's degree in media, I face an extremely competitive job market for full-time roles. Although I did finally secure a full-time role on the sales team for a tech company, I also have two part-time roles that keep me in the industry that I'm really passionate about. My role with the DLE as a creative coordinator keeps me connected with the dynamic team and working on new projects weekly. I also have another part-time role with an engineering company doing media advertising work, which keeps my creative juices flowing as well. Both of these part-time roles keep me actively engaged through constantly designing, learning, and creatively thinking. They also continue to give me valuable projects that I can put on my portfolio so I can stay fresh.
Yeah, that's definitely great, Jason. Here's another boost from part-time work. Employers often ask what candidates have been doing during periods between roles. Being able to say you were working, even if it was part-time, demonstrates initiative. It signals that you are proactive, flexible, and hungry to stay engaged rather than waiting passively for the next opportunity. That attitude is attractive to hiring managers.
But let's not forget, Victoria, resume gaps are difficult to explain during interviews, especially as the time between jobs increase. Part-time work helps prevent resume gaps. It also conveys some highly sought skills like proactiveness, taking personal responsibility, and demonstrating initiative, or more simply put, having hustle.
That tip, Tiffany, is truly personal for me. I've lost a job several times in my career due to restructuring at the different companies where I was working. The first time, it hit me like a brick. One day, I'm conducting interviews and writing articles as a daily newspaper reporter. The next day, I'm stopped by a security guard at the front door of our office building, being told the business closed. After taking a few days to commiserate with my fellow reporters, I basically told myself to snap out of it and do something now. Well, something became three part-time jobs, which helped me connect socially, professionally, and financially until I was able to get a full-time position. I had a mantra that provided daily motivation during this career shift, and that mantra went like this: the best way to predict your future is to create it. Those words hung on a small sign over my bathroom sink so I would see it every morning and act on it. And although that experience was some time ago, that message and that mantra still soundly resonates today.
Wow, that's very powerful, Linda. As we continue into our next segment, a fourth benefit of part-time work is networking. Connections matter more than ever. Many of the best full-time jobs aren't advertised, they're shared through word of mouth. Even if a part-time role isn't directly tied to your long-term career, it introduces you to new contacts. And those connections are often the most valuable currency when you're searching for a more permanent position.
Let's face it, it is extremely difficult to expand your network by binge watching Netflix or scrolling social media or mindlessly applying online for jobs. When you're unemployed, your professional and often your social community will shrink rapidly. And that's a loss none of us can afford. Relationship building and communication are future-proof skills that AI can't replace. And we've talked about that extensively in another Career Compass podcast that we've titled AI is Rewriting the Requirements for Showing Up.
Well, Linda, internships and jobs feel like they're getting harder and harder to land. Universities like mine have pushed students to keep their resumes active and avoid gaps, and that's exactly what I did. I took a part-time job at Arizona PBS in their call center, making cold calls and helping process donations and even donor gifts. Not exactly journalism, but during my interview, I made it clear to my manager that I am a journalism major and I wanted to use this opportunity to network. When I was hired, I got a full tour of the studio, seeing the production rooms, the sets, and where the writers work. That's the office space I hope to be in someday. There were unexpected surprises too, like riding the elevator with members of the magazine writing team, or a producer and striking up a random conversation. Those moments happened because I wasn't buried in my phone. I stayed open and ready to talk, always remembering that networking was one of the reasons I even took this job. What started as a call center role turned into real connections, clarity, and reassurance that I'm on the right path. And even now, I'm still in touch with my former boss there.
Yeah, exactly, Tiffany. Never underestimate the power of unexpected connections. Many people find their next full-time opportunity through someone they met in a temporary or part-time role. Every workplace introduces you to new colleagues, customers, and professional contacts, and any one of those relationships could open the door to your next opportunity.
That's so true, Victoria, and also speaks to how I landed my other role as a sales representative. I'd originally applied for a week-long job opportunity that I found on LinkedIn. The role was simply to walk around a convention floor, introduce a product, and exchange contact information. What started out as a 1 week gig expanded into a 3 month opportunity after my direct manager thought that I'd be a good addition to the team. From there, I networked with others at my company and offered to help on additional projects that went beyond my job description. The team was pleased with my actions, and I was offered a full-time sales position.
And that's why we love you here, Jason, at the DLE. There's another aspect to part-time work that's a bonus, and it's time management. I'm so busy is an all too frequent response that we often hear when asking someone, how are you doing? Part-time work may indeed make you feel even busier, but in a legitimately good way. And here's what I mean. It will help you manage your time more effectively by re-examining priorities. Starting a part-time job requires adjusting your schedule and routines to balance everyday life commitments like parenting, volunteering, workouts, social activities, of course, your full-time job search, and even drive time.
Yeah, Linda, I definitely feel this with one of my part-time jobs where I have to drive an hour and a half one way, and that's on a good day without any traffic. Making adjustments to my schedule to factor in the commute time has definitely helped my time management skills.
I completely agree, Victoria. Time management is essential. As I mentioned earlier, I juggle two part-time roles along with a full-time job. So I live and die by my personal planner, writing down everything I need to accomplish each week, creating checklists, and keeping my calendar updated with every commitment helps me stay on track. You quickly learn how to manage time smarter. Digital tools for me have become an effective way of staying organized. I use a task management and organization app that lets you list out tasks, organize them into categories, and assign due dates. I have separate folders for each role I manage and consistently update them with new projects and deadlines. Seeing everything visually helps me stay organized and focused. And the truth is, strong time management skills are something employers consistently look for when evaluating candidates.
So before wrapping up, there's one more benefit to part-time work that we shouldn't overlook, and it's the impact on your sense of self-worth. Whether you join a company of two people or 200, you have the opportunity to demonstrate value. And that's through your contributions to things like customer satisfaction, team performance, sales, marketing success. And let's be honest, when you make a difference, it feels good. Anyone who has experienced a job loss knows how much that sense of purpose and momentum matters. So even working a small role can help lift your spirits, rebuild confidence, and fortify your self-worth.
Very well said, Linda. With uncertainty a constant in today's job market, job loss is really a possibility for any of us. Accept that reality, but do it with the confidence that comes from having a game plan to move through the shock of unemployment. We've provided sound reasons for that game plan to include part-time work.
So here's a quick recap of our takeaways of the full-time momentum that part-time jobs provide. They can help you alleviate the stress of having zero income, staying connected to the rhythm of the workplace, demonstrating hustle by proactively working through a setback, building new relationships that can lead to future opportunities, strengthen your time management, skills, and discipline, and rebuild your sense of confidence and self-worth. So the bottom line is, don't underestimate part-time work. It can accelerate your path to the next full-time opportunity.
If today's episode resonated, take time this week to decide how and when to broaden your skills and keep a money stream going by taking on a part-time job as your full-time search continues. Our DLE Career Compass podcast team hopes that this latest episode keeps you moving forward. Thank you for listening. I'm Jason McGill. Own your growth, strengthen your value, and never sit in the spectator seat.